Your brain can mess up your product discovery or UX research results. Do you know how? By letting you perceive only those pieces of information that confirm your initial assumptions and thus unintentionally letting you fall into the trap. Hello product people and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mimi and I'm a UX and discovery coach. I have already taught you how important critical thinking is for product design and product development. One particular aspect is to become aware of your cognitive biases and try to reduce them. Today, I want to talk about a significant one that for particular reasons sneaks up on all of us again and again: confirmation bias. Confirmation bias describes the tendency to seek, interpret, and recall only the information that supports and confirms our initial beliefs and assumptions and to ignore contrary data. In our everyday life, this bias influences, for instance, how we consume the news, how we approach our new neighbors, or how we argue with our friends. In our profession as product people, this bias influences how we interpret the results of product discovery and UX research studies and make decisions based on them. It is probably the case that this bias is actually supposed to do us some good, namely enable us to make quick decisions in new or unfamiliar situations. In former times, this ability was essential for survival. Today, however, we do well if we allow ourselves more time for some decisions and do not take cognitive shortcuts. Maybe you know the situation. A colleague from your team or someone from your stakeholders has a particular assumption about your users. And this person sees theirself constantly confirmed in your research results. Still, you cannot share their findings at all, but rather see your basic assumptions verified. Of course, you are very angry about this and actually want to convince them of your point of view. Well, maybe you have both fallen victim to confirmation bias. The problem is that it's almost impossible to resist it, because it usually happens unconsciously and is supposed to be innate. Confirmation bias is a source of systematic errors even in scientific research. So there is no shame in it happening to us too. But it is crucial to be aware of it and actively address it. And of course, there are a few tips and tricks that help against it. First of all, gather as many assumptions that you and your company and your team and your stakeholders have about your users as possible. Do this together as a team. Talk about it. Ask questions and discuss everything to identify also the underlying beliefs and assumptions. Secondly, now that you know your assumptions about your users, as shown in my video on user research findings, which I will link in the info box above, you should now intentionally try not to confirm your assumptions, but to disprove them in your studies. By doing this, you are repolarizing your brains. You are no longer looking for supporting information, but are actively looking for evidence to the contrary. And my third tip is that in the next step, when you start to work with your results, with your research findings, and you begin to interpret them, be your own devil's advocate. Try to take the opposite side. If you have a piece of information that supports your initial assumptions, question this piece of information. Try to find contrary data in your other findings. Okay, I hope the 3 strategies in this video are helpful to you. If so, please like it, share it, and comment on it. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel and activate the notifications. This way you will never miss one of my future videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!